and plug that in. Then reinsert your battery. And then we need to press the power button to turn it on. And now we can see if the screen's working okay, and as you can see it's working fine. You can let it fully boot to get to all those messages that you couldn't read. So now we know the screen's working okay. We want to turn it off. So again, press the power button and power off. So now we know the new screen's working okay. Carefully unplug it from the main board. And you can remove this sellotape. Remove the battery. If you need to replace the headphone socket or the earpiece, it also comes with the secondary microphone and the vibrating module. So start by unplugging the ribbon cable from the main board, and then we need to release the vibrating module. So using a pointed tool, carefully prise it up, and it's held on with double-sided tape. Then the secondary microphone and the headphone socket, and finally the earpiece will lift up. Again, it's just double-sided tape holding it in. Once you've done that, that will come away as one complete unit. Now we need to release the other ribbon cables. So this is your secondary camera. You can unplug it, but you can't take it out just yet. And we come down to, this is the keys at the bottom of the screen. This is the plug for your micro USB and microphone at the bottom of the phone. Now we need to undo these two black screws. There's one here and there's one here. They're quite a bit different from the others, so don't worry about getting them mixed up. And you can always use tweezers if they don't come out. Now this part's very important. Before you try and lift the main board out, we need to unplug the antenna. So carefully lift that away and unhook it and remove it, and then carefully lift it off the board at the bottom and put that aside. Now we need to release the power button. It's held on with double-sided tape, and be careful not to tear the ribbon. So using the bladed screwdriver, carefully lift it away and try and keep the double-sided tape on the button itself. Once you've released that, that'll come away. Same again with the volume keys. Just carefully lift it away. Try and leave the double-sided tape on the switch. And the same again here. Just carefully lift it away. And once you've done that, we'll be ready to lift the main board away. So that's free now. Then carefully lift the main board up, lifting up that ribbon there, and that'll come away. Now if you need to replace the volume keys or the power button, you need to use a fine tip soldering iron to solder the connections. If you need to replace the camera, then flip this little bar up and carefully lift that away, and the camera will come out. when you put it back in, you need to line up the board with these marks on the circuit board. So insert it back in again, making sure it's pushed all the way home, and you can see the gold lines have lined up with the circuit board. And then flip that back down again. This is the backup battery for when you change your battery, keeps the time and the date. And SIM card holder and SD holder. Now if you're having trouble with your microphone or your micro USB port, you can replace this little board at the bottom. Start by releasing the ribbon cable up here. So again, it's double-sided tape. If you're replacing it, it doesn't matter if you tear the ribbon, but carefully lever it away and keep coming down, keep lifting it up until it's completely free. Then undo these two silver screws. And it's held on with double-sided tape, so starting from this end, just carefully lift it up and away, and that's your microphone just there. So just move it out and you can replace that if you need to. Now we can remove the secondary camera and the proximity sensor. So using a pointed tool, lift that small metal plate up, and be careful not to lose that. And the proximity sensor is held in with double-sided tape. So very carefully lift the camera out and try and get your screwdriver in here and lever the proximity sensor away from the frame. And there we go. Now we can replace the screen. We need to get it nice and hot so the glue softens, and you've got double-sided tape here, and we've got it down both sides as well. So I'm going to get it nice and hot, and then I'm going to push the screen away from the metal case. So push it through here, you can push it through there. It doesn't matter if you damage it because you're replacing the screen anyway. So turn on your heat source. Once you've got the screen nice and hot, you can push from behind and push the screen away from the frame. Don't worry about melting the frame because it's made of metal. Keep pushing and it will gradually come unstuck. It's quite a strong double-sided adhesive. So take your time. Don't worry if you break the screen, and keep levering it away, and it will slowly come unstuck, working your way towards the bottom. So same again on this side, just keep separating the screen, working your way down to the bottom. And when we get to the bottom, you need to be very careful because we have the home button and the two touch keys which have a small ribbon circuit at the bottom here. So just be very careful not to damage the ribbon cables, although it is quite easy to change the home key if you need to. Now the black adhesive tape at the bottom should be replaced because it acts as